Driving Television is brought to you by driving.ca.
So, you've always wanted to own a Jeep Wrangler, that rugged image of open-roof driving over anything that nature has to offer, and looking pretty cool behind the wheel. Maybe that fantasy didn't work out. Life just gets in the way. Kids, dogs, and family obligations just don't lend themselves to having a Jeep. Until now.
This is the Jeep Wrangler Unlimited. Now, it seems that Jeep has kind of been reading your mind. They've come up with a vehicle that works for everyday use and also satisfies your inner child by letting you experience everything that a Jeep has to offer.
The Wrangler Unlimited has 4 doors with seating for 5 and a very usable cargo area. There are 3 versions of the Unlimited: the Unlimited X, the Sahara, and yes, Jeep does make a Rubicon version for hardcore off-roaders. Styling is cool and rugged enough to maybe steal Hummer H3 owners away, or those interested in the Toyota FJ Cruiser.
The back door of the Unlimited is actually smaller than the front door, but getting in really isn't a problem. Plus, there's the running board along the side. More on the inside in a second. Now, the back of the Wrangler Unlimited has a swing-out tailgate with the tire mounted on the back. The problem is it won't stay open on its own, so you have to hold that with your backside and lift up the glass here. But what you see behind the rear seats is really quite a big storage compartment. It's definitely on par with many SUVs that we review, so for daily life, this actually works. And underneath the floor, there's an extra storage compartment.
Even though this vehicle is instantly recognizable as a Jeep, it's all new, with a finessed exterior, reworked chassis, and a new interior. The dash is very close to the driver and passenger, so everything is close at hand. And I found the power window switches to be in an odd spot. The side mirrors have manual adjustment. I'd like to see one of those stick designs that can be operated from the inside. The ruggedness that one would expect in a Jeep is retained with exposed metal, a drain plug under the carpet for easy washout, and a roll bar. The back seats are not comfortable at all. They sit too upright and are very hard. The Unlimited can be ordered with a soft top or the Freedom Top you see here.
Now, Lacey, this Unlimited is equipped with the Freedom Top. What that gets you are 2 removable hard panels in the front, and the whole back can be unbolted and lifted off, and it's not too heavy because it's made of a plastic compound. Now, are you up for a challenge?
You betcha.
All right, what we're going to do is we're going to take off just the 2 front panels and then reattach them and see how long it takes. You ready?
I'm ready.
Set, go.
See if I can beat Zach.
So take them off, all right? You ready to put them back on now?
See? Try a different angle.
Okay, that was 2 minutes and 40 seconds. Now, I got to say, Lacey and I have both had a chance to do this when the camera wasn't rolling, and it took a lot longer, right?
It did. It did. Now, the Freedom panels came off quite easily, but it's the long bolts that screw into the roll bar. Unscrewing them takes a really long time, but when you're trying to put it back in, it just doesn't line up very well, so you almost need 2 people in order to get it all lined up and twist it in.
Yeah, and if it's not lined up, you got to take the panels off, straighten them out, put the bolt in, and when we did it last time, it took a lot longer. What would really be good, though, is if they kind of had like a ratchet tool or something to help put those long bolts in. The engine powering this Wrangler is a 3.8-liter V6 that's used in other Chrysler products. The old inline 4-cylinder engine has been retired. One of the main reasons for that is this engine is more compact, it's lighter and more efficient, and it gets better torque at higher revs. It has 202 horsepower and 240 pound-feet of torque. A 6-speed manual shift or 4-speed automatic transmission are offered. As you would expect, in a Jeep, this is a 4-wheel drive vehicle with a shiftable transfer case next to the driver. The settings are 2-wheel drive, 4 high, neutral, and 4 low. When in 4-wheel drive, the front and rear axles are locked, forming one drive system. This system is called Command Track 2 and has been improved to reduce noise, make it easier to engage, and is designed to be more reliable. All right, I can see the appeal of this Unlimited. It is going to appeal to somebody that wants to have a rugged vehicle, but also a family vehicle. First of all, the long wheelbase and the improvements to the suspension really make it comfortable. It's surprisingly smooth on pavement. Plus, you get a more efficient V6 engine in there, and neat features like this Freedom Top will definitely appeal to people that maybe have been wanting a Jeep and now they can actually have one. There's one thing I'm not crazy about. Now, this is obviously for off-road reasons. The gears are short and the throws in the transmission are long, so if you're using this vehicle in stop-and-go city traffic, it gets tiring.
The chassis has been totally redone, featuring a reinforced box frame design that really improves the rigidity. Now, this gives the Unlimited much better road manners and makes it more rugged if you want to take it off-road. Obviously, with a longer wheelbase, the Unlimited isn't going to be able to go over the same terrain as the short wheelbase. It has a greater chance of being high-centered. But remember, this Jeep is as capable as most would need, and if more off-road ability is needed, then the Rubicon is available too. I've always loved being behind the wheel of a Jeep Wrangler, TJ, YJ, CJ, and this Unlimited is no exception. It's sporty and fun, especially when you have the top down, and you feel safe and confident behind the wheel of a vehicle that you know is going to be capable on roads, even if they're less than ideal. And now, with this new Unlimited, it's practical too. My only complaint, if you have some people sitting in the back seat, your rear outward visibility is just a little bit limited. So Zach, do you think that Jeep's opened up a new market with this new Unlimited?
Yeah, I think they've extended the demographics. Probably a Jeep typically was purchased by somebody who's carefree in their 20s, then they get into their 30s and they start having kids, and maybe even into their 40s now. This four-door version is going to be appealing. It's got an improved ride, it's quieter, it's more comfortable. You add in the Freedom roof and it definitely insulates you from the outside, so it can be used as an everyday vehicle. There's plenty of cargo space in the back, and we haven't touched on the price. The one that we have here, the X, the base model in the Unlimited, starts at $24,500. That's very attractive for any utility vehicle, never mind getting the ability that a Jeep has. So I think it's definitely going to appeal to a broader market. On the downside, the shifter back and forth, the throws seemed a little bit long, and you're using the shifter a lot because the gears are short. The ergonomics on the inside, it is a Jeep, so it's got a dual purpose, but it isn't going to be the most comfortable vehicle if you're somebody who wants comfort. And the Freedom roof is very cool, but getting it on and off really is a two-person job. What do you think?
Well, you know what, Zach? I agree with you. The improved ride is great. I love the extra cargo space. That back row of seats go down really easily. I like the fact that the seats in the front are really close to the controls, so they're easy to see and easy to use. And I love the fact that it still looks like a Jeep. And on the downside, I really don't like that Freedom roof. I mean, the idea of it's great, but personally, I prefer the soft top. And the seats in the back, I hate to say it, they're probably the most uncomfortable seats I've ever sat in. And with the market that they're trying to go after, I really think Jeep's going to have to improve on the comfort. They're just really stiff and...
They don't move.
They're stiffer than that.
For complete specs, go to our website at drivingtelevision.com.